Hello, my beautiful Bravo lovers. What is up? Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. For all of my new subscribers, I'm so glad that you are here with me today. We talk about all things Bravo, all things Real Housewives, and everything in between. In today's video, we're breaking down everything that happened in this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 11, Episode 4. We are beginning to see a lot of the storylines for this season begin to unfold and unravel. And before we get into the review, I want to talk about Crystal versus Sutton. So here's what. Do I think Crystal is being a little too hard on Sutton? Yes, I do. However, I think the things that Sutton has said to Crystal really cut Crystal to the core, making certain innuendos about race and stereotypes to someone that has to deal with racial-driven remarks on a daily basis. It cut deep for Crystal, so I understand why Crystal isn't jumping for joy or wanting rainbows and smiles with Sutton. I get it. But to play devil's advocate, I also want to say I understand what Sutton was trying or attempting to do. I think she was trying to have a relatable moment with Crystal, and it just didn't land the way Sutton hoped it would land, and it just turned into something that snowballed out of control. I think it was a lot of misunderstandings, and that's just my personal opinion about what is going on here. So we also begin to see the Erika issues come to play in this episode. So let's take a deep dive into this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Remember last week when I left y'all with the to be continued? Well, typical Bravo, we don't even pick up where we left off during last week's episode. We ended with that to be continued, Sutton knocking on Crystal's door and walking in on her naked. I was hoping that we would pick back up and address that. We immediately go into the next day, and all of the ladies are getting ready for the day, waking up, eating breakfast, and I just had like a what the hell moment. Like, why would you do that to me, Bravo? Like, you left us hanging last week, and then you pick up the new week, and we don't even get to see what happened from the to be continued. Not a fan, do not like it. And again, what is with all of the sunglasses at breakfast in the morning? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. I am going to say something nice about Erika. I know, something nice about Erika, but I'm gonna do it. She woke up and came out with the other girls, sunglasses and all, and she said to Crystal, "How do you feel? You're getting a lot of heat, and it's not fair, and it's not warranted." Which I completely agree. Crystal is getting a lot of the brunt from Sutton specifically, and it isn't fair. I don't understand why Crystal is getting so much flack from Sutton, especially for something that she wasn't even involved in, which we'll get to that later on in this review and recap. Trust me, we will. Lisa and Garcelle are both on the same page as me from last week when I said that Sutton is going through something. She's going through something deep, going through something emotional, and I can't quite put my finger on it, and it's making her act in such a erratic way.
But there's something going on underlying that is not being dealt with that's making her, have these moments.
I'm glad that me and Lisa and Garcelle are all on the same page and we see what is going on here. So Lisa goes in and checks on Sutton to make sure that she's doing okay. Sutton tells Lisa that she's angry. I'm sorry, what? You're angry? Girl, she is so upset about this joke that she wasn't even a part of. Let the mouse go. Let the mouse go, Sutton. This roller, though, that she's using on her face to keep her from crying, the theatrics of it all, guys. It is so over the freaking top.
Roller?
Are you rolling when you feel like you're gonna cry?
Yeah. I'm carrying, she's coming with me all day.
So now Kyle comes in and she joins Rinna and Sutton and trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Sutton. Sutton, though, she's made a list of all the things that she's been called during this trip. Like a true 5-year-old. Ridiculous, paranoid, crazy, irrational, too sensitive, defensive. Where's the lie? Girl, you are acting crazy. You are being defensive. All these things are things that are true, that you're acting this way. So I don't understand why you over here making a list. Like, tit for tat? Like, keeping tabs? I don't understand. Moving over to Garcelle and Crystal, they are out exploring the town of Tahoe, and they stop by a little local coffee shop, and they're catching up about everything that is going on between Crystal and Sutton and the whole race-driven fight that's going on between them. Like, that's what the root of this is. And then we flash back to Kyle and Sutton, and Kyle says that she needs to apologize to Crystal. Sutton needs to apologize to Crystal. And Sutton replies, "For what? Why do I need to apologize?"
I think you have to apologize to Kristen.
Why do I have to? For what? What am I sorry for?
Bitch, you made insensitive remarks to Crystal and compared the racial-driven remarks that Crystal deals with on a daily basis to you being a redneck in the South, and then at dinner from the night before took so offense about a joke that had nothing to do with you and took all of that anger and paranoia out on Crystal. So yeah, you do need to apologize to Crystal because you were erratic towards her. Apologize for what? Get the hell out of here. Crystal was trying to explain to Sutton about things that she has to deal with on a daily basis about being Asian. Sutton shut her down by saying, "This isn't about race, and I don't see color, and everybody is equal." She got super defensive, refused to listen to Crystal at all, and then got defensive about a damn joke about water. I don't freaking stand. Now it's time for an afternoon boat ride, and here comes Kathy Hilton carrying her damn mic pack like the true boss bitch that she is. Honey! Rinna wearing a jacket with her name on it, just in case we forgot who the hell she was. So let's do this boat ride, guys. Erika and Garcelle, they are chatting about Tom. Erika tells Garcelle that Tom is a workhorse and always at his law firm, that he's dedicated his life to being a lawyer. Hold the phones. Tom is always at the firm during a global pandemic when everyone is working from home and courts are not taking cases? Sure, Jan. Sure.
Sure, Jan.
Whatever you say. I can't wink. All the ladies are now on the deck of the boat, and it just seemed a little cliquey. You have Garcelle, Dorit, Erika, Rinna, Kyle, and Crystal on one side of the boat, and then you have Sutton all by herself sitting next to Kathy on the other side of the boat. It was very like teams. So I can see why Sutton might have been a little upset on this boat ride. Erika, though, she knows something is going on and asks Sutton, "What's going on?" And in true Sutton fashion, she says, "Nothing's going on. I'm fine. Nothing's going on. I'm good. We're good. I'm good. I'm good." I'm just waiting for her to whip out that roller. Now let's see if we can fix things with Crystal and Sutton. They're gonna have a little one-on-one conversation away from the other ladies. Again, here comes the cry stick. I knew it was just a matter of time before she broke that thing out. I have a lot of thoughts about this conversation. Let's just play this snippet on how this conversation is going so far.
This is my self-soother I'm using today.
Oh, cool.
I had a rough night last night.
Okay.
Being called ridiculous didn't make me feel great, but because I don't like name calling.
Okay.
I feel sometimes like you can be very abrupt to me.
Okay.
Well, you're laughing at me right now, and obviously I'm really upset.
Okay.
And like sarcasm is not, this isn't the time for it.
Not being sarcastic at all.
Sutton wants Crystal to explain her side of the story about what happened the night before at dinner.
I just am, I want to hear your side because I think you were upset with me.
My side of last night?
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with any of the pranks, and I tried to get you involved.
Okay.
And you told everyone I kicked you.
You were with your foot.
What does Crystal have to explain? It didn't have anything to do with her. It had nothing to do with Crystal. This whole thing that Sutton somehow thinks that Crystal is part of this joke is mind-blowing to me. The prank had nothing to do with Crystal at all. And in the van, Sutton was so hell-bent on trying to figure out what was going on at the table. So much paranoia. Kathy was the brunt of the joke, sitting in front of Sutton and Crystal, and in order to keep the prank going, Crystal gave Sutton a little leg kick in a way to say, hey, stop talking about it. Like, Kathy doesn't know what's going on. Like, just stop. Don't do it. And that just really pissed Sutton off. Everything that happened that night is on Sutton and nobody else. Like, there's no other side of the story that Crystal needs to be sharing with Sutton at all. Do y'all agree? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. So Crystal, she's now saying that she doesn't trust Sutton because Sutton has shown Crystal that all Sutton does is act crazy and her emotions are all over the place. She even calls Sutton's behavior manic, which, to be honest, not a very nice thing to say, but like, we're all thinking it. There, I said it. Like, we're all thinking that Sutton is acting a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Crystal just has the balls to say it to her damn face. There. Where's the lie, people? Where's the freaking lie? Sutton says that the reason that she has been so closed off is because it's difficult to get to know her because she is shy. Sure, Jan. Sure.
Sure, Jan.
Whatever you say. But the damn roller, please. I can't with her damn eye roller. It's the theatrics of it all are so over the top. The reason, though, Sutton is so emotional is because she recently sold her dream family house, packed everything up, moved into Kyle's old house temporarily while her new home is being renovated. I think she definitely has just gone through a divorce, so she's newly single. She had a lot of memories in her old home, and she had to pack it all up and leave it all behind. So I play fair. I've always played fair. Crystal said that moving out of your home is not an excuse to attack and act like a crazy person, which I agree, but I disagree. I think when you have so much memories and you have so many emotions and things happen in a house and it's a huge life change, Sutton's just not dealing with it well. And do I think it's right for her to be taking all of her sadness and anger and depression and anxiety out on Crystal? No. But I understand where it's coming from. What do you guys think? Do you think Sutton's behavior is justified or is it not justified? Comment below nicely. Make it nice, guys. Make it nice. At the end of this conversation, they both do agree to attempt to kind of move forward. However, y'all know what was missing from this conversation. The fact that Sutton walked in on Crystal naked. That was not even brought up at all. We'll talk about it, though, at the end of this episode, which I'm still salty about that. Now it's time for the final dinner of the Tahoe trip. Sutton is wearing the big fuzzy slippers to dinner. Crystal decided to sit the dinner out. Garcelle called Dorit. And then the producers showing Dorit's door. Get it? Dorit. I'm dying. And is Kyle wearing the same leather pants that Sutton said were ugly when Crystal was wearing them? I'm dying to know. I think they're the same pants. Dorit says that she has never had a nose job. Okay. Cue a shady producer a moment, honey. Now, I know makeup can do wonders, but it is not an end-all be-all. It is not a miracle worker. Bitch, you got work done. Own it, baby. Own it. Own it, baby. Own it, Dorit. So at the dinner table, Sutton apologizes for her behavior over the past few nights and how her moving out of her dream family home has really affected her on a very deep level, and she just wants to move on and enjoy the rest of the evening. Listen, she apologized, she owned it, let's move on, and let's not dwell on it, okay? So at the dinner table, the topic of Denise Richards is being brought up. Why? Why are we talking about Denise again? I don't get it. So let's rewind for a second. Lisa is sharing that she appreciates her friendship with all of the other women, how the past year has really taken a toll on her with being told that she's a horrible friend, Denise Richards, and how she made choices that she wasn't proud of. So Lisa shares a story about Harry Hamlin. Cringe is coming. This is cringy. Harry Hamlin had a friend who he went and had a drink with, and that night, Harry's friend raped a girl. That friend went to jail. All of Harry's other friends said that he had to go and visit the friend in jail and support this friend. Harry said that he couldn't do that. He couldn't have blind loyalty to his friend. The point of this story is Lisa couldn't have blind loyalty for Denise because she didn't believe her or blindly support her. What in God's green earth? Jesus Christ on a cracker, what is going on here? This is a horrible comparison. Why would Lisa even bring this up? Lisa let us believe that she had additional information about Denise Brandygate that no one else had other than Rinna and Denise. And she made it very clear that she is never going to share what that information was. This whole thing just, it made me cringe on such a deep level. I wish Lisa would have just said nothing. Just no. No. And I don't understand why we're still talking about Denise and Brandy. It's old news. Thank you, next. And then we end the Tahoe trip with all the ladies playing pool, foosball, and swimming in the indoor pool. Just having a nice, fun evening. But can we please talk about Rinna and Sutton putting on this synchronized swimming show for all of the ladies? Roll footage! After all of the swimming, Crystal then reappears after taking the night just to kind of be on her own because everything that has been happening on this trip, it took a toll on her. She's sitting down talking to Kyle and tells her what happened with Sutton walking in on her naked the night before and how Sutton made a very weird comment.
I don't know what's going on in here, but I'm gonna bring you your coat.
I was just putting my pajamas on.
Uh-huh.
The fact that Crystal didn't bring this up on the boat makes me go, what's going on here? Crystal says that she didn't bring it up at the boat because she thought it was weird. Also, she skipped out on dinner and didn't bring it up at dinner because she didn't want to trigger Sutton and ruin everyone's night again. But like, she can explain all of this stuff to Kyle but she didn't tell Sutton. Okay. So we end the trip with Sutton and Crystal talking the next day. Again, Sutton apologizes to Crystal, and Crystal brings up the whole naked thing. Finally, here's what. I feel like it was a reach, the whole naked thing, but then again, I get it. It was a personal invasion of privacy. You're naked, someone walks in on you naked, someone that you don't really like or have been getting along with walks in on you naked. Like, I get how it can be triggering, but then again, I'm kind of like, is this a little bit of a reach? I don't know. It's very, 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 very clear that Crystal does not like Sutton, and I really don't think that Crystal wants to have a friendship with Sutton at all. And you know what? That's okay. No one needs to get along with everybody all the time. Crystal then says, when she's explaining the whole naked thing to Sutton, that it's not a big deal.
I want you to know that that's what happens, like not a big deal at all.
Yeah. Well, it is a big deal because you're crying, and I'm trying to like get this situation better.
But clearly it is a big deal because Crystal's crying about it and it's upsetting. So it is a big deal. I think Sutton is trying so hard to make things right. I think we did end the Tahoe trip on a very nice note. I think there was some resolution between Crystal and Sutton. I know it's not going to last. Like, we all know it's not going to last. I'm just curious to see what else is said to make it all unravel again. I'm just waiting for the, I'm jealous of you and your ugly leather pants. I can't wait for that moment to come. Can't wait. So all the ladies, they are packing up and we're heading back to Beverly Hills, and then we get the news. We get the news. Let the games freaking begin. During this entire Tahoe trip, not a single peep about Erika's marriage or any issues about the marriage. She made it seem like everything was A-okay. And that is how this episode ends, y'all. We have another to be continued, and we have the text message of Erika letting everyone know that her and Tom are getting a divorce. And it's time to open up mother effing Pandora's box. This season, I'm loving it. I am loving every single second of this season. It is gold. The cast is perfect. The storylines do not seem forced, do not seem made up. It feels organic. It feels genuine. I'm here for every second of it. Comment below, guys. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, what you waiting for? Get subscribed. It would mean so much to me. I'll catch you guys in the next review and recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.